This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Kentucky morning start right here on WKYT, including beautiful ones like we are seeing right now out there. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Meredith Jones. It's June 7th. If you have the chance to step outside, you probably should, because that sunrise is gorgeous. Well, now at 6:30, a high-profile Lexington murder case returns to the courtroom today. We'll look at what's expected as the trial moves into its second day.
Also on WKYT this morning, customers of Kentucky American Water Company can expect an increase on their monthly bill soon. Find out how you can voice concerns, ask questions about that later today.
And it's official, 2 Caliparis will be on the Wildcats bench this season. How the coach feels about his son joining the team, that's just ahead.
Yeah, they mentioned the sunrise. Check that out. Awesome start to the day. Now, that's not with everybody, okay? Not everybody's seeing this. Most are. But some people are still seeing a couple light showers down toward the far south and southeastern zones. We're going to go over that forecast. I'm going to show you when we move all this rain on out. Coming up.
And we'll see you shortly. In the news this hour, the trial continues today for a man who's accused of murdering a Lexington man and then stuffing him in a barrel.
That's right. Police say Mark Taylor murdered Alex Johnson 2.5 years ago. And yesterday, Johnson's mother was the first to testify. WKYT's Mark Barber joins us live in the studio with what we can expect today. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Meredith. Today we expect to hear testimony from the man who kidnapped Alex Johnson. The 32-year-old's girlfriend is also expected to take the stand today. She was on the phone with him the last night anyone saw him. She says she heard him welcome Mark Taylor into his home. Prosecutors say Taylor kidnapped Johnson with the help of one of his co-workers, Timothy Ballard. Johnson's body was found, beaten and stuffed into a barrel in the Kentucky River a month later. During yesterday's opening statements, prosecutors told jurors that they have surveillance video from a nearby business that shows Taylor beating Johnson.
In the back of the car, Alex was gasping and he was gurgling. You will see the defendant stop. He will then walk around the car to the passenger side, open that door, and begin to hit Alex again and again and again.
Johnson and Taylor were once friends, so why is Taylor now on trial for his murder? Prosecutors say greed drove Taylor to kill him. They say the man who worked as a chef at the University of Kentucky also sold large amounts of marijuana. Prosecutors told the court that Taylor killed Johnson to take 15 pounds of marijuana and $30,000 from him. The defense says that the only witness, though, to all of that is Timothy Ballard, the second man charged in the case. Ballard, however, is not on trial because he took a plea deal. As part of that deal, he is expected to testify against Johnson today. Day 2 of the trial starts at 8:45 this morning. Bill?
All right, Mark, thank you very much. An Eastern Kentucky police chief and his girlfriend have pleaded not guilty to drug and weapons charges. A grand jury indicted Lynch Police Chief Jackie Stewart and Reddy Morris last week following a federal investigation into drugs being sold in the area. The mayor of the Harlan County town has since suspended Stewart without pay. The federal case against Stewart and Morris goes to trial on August 9th. Well, a man charged in a Laurel County double murder has pled not guilty. 38-year-old Bradley Lawson is facing several charges this morning, including murder and robbery. Police say Lawson killed Donnie and Sharon Jackson during a violent robbery last year. Lawson was already in federal custody on drug charges at the time of his arrest. Court records show he has faced robbery charges before and served 2 years in prison after a 2010 robbery.
This morning, Lexington Police are looking for a driver who nearly hit an officer during a traffic stop. It happened near the intersection of 2nd and Ray Streets last night. Police say the officer pulled over a black Dodge Charger because the temporary tag wasn't visible. But as the officer approached, the driver took off and nearly hit the officer. That officer was not injured. Well, investigators are trying to figure out how a Lincoln County inmate managed to get the keys to his handcuffs that allowed him to escape. The Garrard County Sheriff says deputies were taking 12 inmates from the courthouse back to the Lincoln County Jail when inmate David Hall kicked out the transport van's window and ran off. Hall was caught a short time later and he was only wearing his underwear. State police are now looking into the matter. Then kicked out when he was transported and he ran off.
Well, Lexington Police are trying to figure out how thousands of dollars worth of rings were stolen from the Pandora jewelry store located in Fayette Mall. Additional details on that: police say a man and a woman walked into the store, then left, but later returned with a shopping bag from another store. The woman then bought something and left, followed by the man. And moments later, police say Pandora employees noticed a tray of rings missing from a display case. Police say roughly 200 to 300 rings were on that tray, worth around $20,000 in total. We're following up on a story today that could affect your wallet. If you're a customer of Kentucky American Water, they've requested a rate increase.
That's right. That change would impact more than 100,000 customers, but there's an opportunity today for the public to voice their opinion. WKYT's Mike Beier is at our live desk with more details. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Meredith. The public meeting will be held at the Bluegrass Community and Technical Colleges Conference Center on the Leestown Road campus. The Kentucky Public Service Commission is holding the meeting on a request to increase water utility bills for more than 100,000 customers in and around Lexington. Kentucky American Water is asking for a rate increase that would add about $6 to the average customer's monthly water bill. The approval would increase its annual revenue by about $13 million per year, or about 15%. The company says it needs to recover the cost of system improvements and major construction projects that have been finished since the last rate adjustment in 2013. Now, the informational part of the meeting will begin at 5:30. The public comment portion will follow right after at 6:30. In addition to this meeting, the PSC will conduct a preliminary hearing in the case at their offices in Frankfort on July 13th. At the live desk, Mike Beier, WKYT.
Mike, thank you very much. A Lexington businessman will be sworn in on the Fayette County School Board next week. Our news partners at the Herald Leader are reporting that Ray Daniels, who owns Area Waffle Houses, will be the newest member of the Fayette County Board. Daniels says he plans to bring his business and leadership skills to the job. He also says he will run in the November election for a full 4-year term. Daniels is also the chairman of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System Foundation.
There will be 2 Caliparis on the UK's bench this year. John Calipari's son has officially joined the Wildcats. Brad Calipari reported to campus over the weekend along with the rest of the new players. Coach Calipari said Brad won't be handed playing time because of the incoming talent. Instead, he must earn minutes. Either way, he says he's excited to have his son on the team. State officials focused on the challenges regions of eastern Kentucky face during the annual Shaping Our Appalachian Region Summit in Pikeville. Congressman Hal Rogers said there's no one solution to fix all of the region's problems, but Governor Matt Bevin suggested Kentucky's broadband internet initiative should focus on eastern Kentucky first. The governor also announced a $15 million endowment using coal severance and other funding to help pay for economic development projects throughout eastern Kentucky.
Well, Governor Matt Bevin's administration is once again accepting nominations for Kentucky colonels. The governor had temporarily stopped issuing Kentucky colonel commissions last month so that he could look over and review the application process for the honorary title. Now, state officials say a new online form has been created to nominate Kentucky colonels. We have a link to that form at WKYT.com. The title is the highest honor bestowed by a Kentucky governor.
With the 4th of July less than a month away, Lexington city officials are already preparing for the city's annual fireworks show. Now, unlike in years past, this year's show will be held at a new location, the UK Arboretum, near Commonwealth Stadium. Now, you may have seen or heard the test show that took place there last night. City officials are asking anyone who saw the fireworks from their home last night to email them so they can create a map showing the best viewing locations. You can find that email address on WKYT.com.
Looking for some feedback. Looks like a little crowd gathered over there last night.
Yeah, for a nice little preview.
Yeah, there you go. And it won't be long now till the 4th of July. 6:39 on WKYT this morning.
Let's go ahead and check in to see how traffic is moving this morning.
Beautiful start to the day. Here's Officer Don with live drive traffic. Don?
Hey, good morning. Well, no wrecks. That's the great news. We just checked the inner loop of Man-O-War at Helmsdale where we had that stalled car. It's been moved out of the way. Let's get a look outside and we'll show you what's happening as you get ready to head out the door as far as traffic flow is concerned this morning. Inbound Richmond Road looks good. Versailles seeing a little bit of red coming off the Parkway toward Lexington. Downtown, no major problems to report. Now, as far as drive times are concerned, we should be in pretty good shape as we get a live look right now at New Circle and Winchester. That's courtesy of the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government traffic cameras. But coming in from Nicholasville right now, it's about 12 minutes. No problems coming in from Paris. Now back to you in the studio.
Okay, Don, thank you so much. And you can get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download that for free in the app or Google Play stores. And it's so good to have you along here on this Tuesday morning as we get this beautiful day off and rolling. And just a great start out there. Our time right now is 6:40.
That's right. Some kids in Flint, Michigan found a creative way for something beautiful after a bad situation. Find out more about their water bottle chandelier coming up on WKYT this morning.
We're pushing this front on through, and once that front pushes through, plenty of sunshine and cooler air filtering on in. Might have that in your forecast coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
That front is pushing on through, and once the front pushes through, we're going to be seeing some really nice conditions back behind this front. So just wait for it. I know you're down toward the south still dealing with some of these clouds and also even a few showers here and there. You got a couple of sprinkles. If they stick together, could be racing off into Laurel County here any minute. So Corbin area, heads up. That's where you can see a couple of sprinkles here and there. But you're getting one heavy downpour, and that heavy downpour more than likely will stay north of Whitesburg and Letcher County. Jenkins, you're going to be next in line. And then you work your way up 119 through that Pike County area. You're seeing a couple of showers. Give it 10, 15 minutes. And this is what you'll look like. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely beautiful this morning as you're taking off. And it feels good, too. So when you're moving out and about and you're walking out the door, this is the view. The feel is actually in the 60s. It's pretty much what we've been dealing with the past couple of mornings. But then we get into the afternoon and you'll really feel that cooler, drier air settle on in, so the humidity is going to drop today. But I will say this, some wraparound moisture is possible, maybe a passing light shower. Remember, it's a small chance, but if there is a chance, far north and northeastern zones, work your way across 64 all the way to Boyd County. It's probably your best bet. But that still isn't a good chance. I'm just saying that is the best chance in the forecast for today. It's about 20%. That's it. So we get into tomorrow. Today's going to be really nice. Tomorrow's really nice. Actually, tomorrow at 72 degrees is extremely, extremely nice for this time of year. Typically, we're in the low 80s. So we'll take that. And then on Thursday's another beautiful day. Off towards your Friday, this is where things start to change. We'll get the 80s in here. A warm front extends northbound. That will give us a couple of rumbles of thunder. Definitely no wash up by any means. So if you have any plans, any of those events, stick with them. Off towards your weekend. So we go from the 70s the next few days. You can see that in the forecast. To 80s, like I said, Friday is where the tables turn. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that does not look that good. We're sitting there in the 90s, not just the 90s, but bringing that humidity, that muggy, steamy feel once again. And this is going to be great lake weather. I mean, I guess that's one way you can look at it. But yeah, the next few days, guys, we're talking about temperatures there in the 70s. This is an awesome feel this time of year. We typically don't get this. I mean, this is about 10 degrees above below average, and then we'll jump 10 degrees above average there for the weekend. So if you like hot air, it's coming. If you like really nice air, it's coming. So it's a forecast for everybody.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, everybody.
Said hot air and pointed over here.
Right here. That's all we get all morning is hot air out of the sky.
So some beautiful days and some brutal days.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
All right, thank you. 6:46 right now.
Well, children in Flint, Michigan are learning to find the beauty in any situation.
University of Michigan Flint's Early Childhood Center is getting a lot of attention for this piece of art. It's a chandelier made up of some of the millions of water bottles sent to the city during the water crisis. It's inspired by the works of famed artist Dale Chihuly. The artist even praised the students by sharing a picture of their work on Facebook. He also sent a package with T-shirts and art kits for every child at the center. So,
wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dale Chihuly has an amazing exhibit in Seattle that a lot of people go to. It's gorgeous.
All right, so good to know. And if you're ever up that way, you can check that out, right? Or go check out the water bottle exhibit. 6:47 our time on WKYT this morning.
We'll have more news when we return.
Coming up, Hillary Clinton makes history becoming the presumptive Democratic nominee. Our political experts break down the numbers. Plus, outrage grows over the light sentence in the Stanford sexual assault case. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back to WKYT this morning at now 6:50. We have some breaking news just coming in this morning. Our CBS affiliate KDKA in Pittsburgh reporting this morning that the former boyfriend of a woman who was found murdered is now in custody here in Kentucky. He's being held in Clark County. KDKA reports that Edward Baker Jr. was arrested just before 4 o'clock this morning near Winchester. We're working now to figure out more details, and we'll get those to you on air and online today.
Meanwhile, plans for Muhammad Ali's funeral have been announced.
A public memorial service for the legendary boxer will be held at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville Friday afternoon at 2. There are 15,000 free tickets available for that service. Those will be handed out starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow at the Yum Center's box office. Ali's family announced that Will Smith will be one of the pallbearers at his funeral. A popular gorilla exhibit at the zoo at Cincinnati will be reopening today with some new barriers up. Zoo officials there were forced to kill an endangered gorilla a week ago when a young boy fell into its enclosure. Prosecutors have decided not to file any charges against the boy's mother over the incident.
The Kentucky Public Service Commission is holding a public meeting tonight on a request to increase water utility bills. It will be held at the Bluegrass Community and Technical Colleges Conference Center on the Leestown Road campus starting at 5:30. Hillary Clinton is eyeing victories in 6 states holding critical primaries today, including the biggest prize, California. Yesterday, the former Secretary of State made history, surpassing the magic number of delegates to become the first female presumptive presidential nominee in U.S. history. Rival Bernie Sanders remains focused on winning California today and convincing superdelegates that he is the strongest candidate to beat Donald Trump. At least 11 people are dead this morning after a car bomb attack in Turkey.
Developing international news this morning. It happened in Istanbul just a few hours ago, right during the morning rush hour there. Media outlets report that the bomb was targeting a bus carrying police. The explosion also wounded at least 5 people. Nearby buildings and some vehicles have also been damaged. There are no immediate claims of responsibility.
Well, this morning, Tropical Storm Colin is moving across northern Florida, bringing heavy rain and damaging wind. The storm made landfall early this morning northwest of Cedar Key on the Florida Panhandle with maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. Hannah Daniels has the latest.
In this surveillance video, you can see the backyard shed and roof of this Jacksonville home being ripped apart piece by piece as strong gusts of wind from Tropical Storm Colin came rumbling through.
I could hear the freight train sound.
Ron McDowell was at home with her daughter when the storm hit and says they ran into the hallway for protection.
Stuff everywhere. Trees snapped in half. Their stuff's in my yard, my stuff's in their yard. It's just crazy.
In St. Pete Beach on Monday, the powerful storm surge rushed onto the outdoor area of this restaurant. The high waves and pelting rain drenched the roads, flooding the streets. With strong winds up to 50 miles per hour, a 50-foot cypress tree toppled over onto this home near Tampa.
Just all of a sudden, it just, boom, fell.
Forecasters expect Colin to pelt parts of Florida, southeast Georgia, and coastal areas of the Carolinas, with 3 to 6 more inches of rain today. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Well, the last known surviving search and rescue dog from the 9/11 attacks in New York has died. Britney was put to sleep yesterday at a veterinarian's office in Cypress, Texas. The 16-year-old golden retriever had been in declining health. Officers honored the service dog and say she had quite a distinguished career. She will eventually be laid to rest in the Houston area.
Our time this morning coming up on 6:55. Trending now on WKYT.com. Kentuckians saying their goodbyes to boxing great Muhammad Ali before people arrive from around the world for his private service later in the week and the public funeral that is set for Friday. WKYT will bring you continuing coverage throughout the week. Hillary Clinton heading into those Democratic contests throughout the nation today, including California, with media outlets reporting that she has become the first woman to clinch the nomination for president by a major party. Bernie Sanders says it is a rush to judgment, that there will be more on this, of course, coming up on CBS this morning at the top of the hour. So how did it go last night? Lexington's 4th of July fireworks display is moving to the Arboretum and Commonwealth Stadium, and last night there was a test run. Now the city wants some feedback about some good viewing spots you may have noticed. Another talker this morning, Governor Matt Bevin announcing changes to the way Kentucky colonels are awarded. Over the years, about 85,000 people have received the honor. Now there will be an online nomination form and a more careful review. On Kentucky.com, Brad Calipari officially added to the roster for the UK Wildcats for the coming season. The 6-foot-tall, 180-pound guard is the son of the head coach. Brad Calipari says he will not put the opportunity to waste. And CBS This Morning is on the way shortly with your eye-opener and the latest from around the world. Plus, we'll have local updates. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
Boy, is it a good-looking start to today, especially as that front passes on through, and it's almost fully through. Still have a few showers down in far southeastern Kentucky in those mountainous regions, but we're there in the low to mid 60s. It's a great feel. Then we hit the afternoon at 77 degrees. That's an awesome feel this time of year, too. So, yeah, we'll have a mixture of sun and clouds throughout your day, 77. I will say this, if there is a slight, very slight chance of rain far northeastern quadrant, other than that, it's a great day to get out and experience. It looks good, feels good.
All right. Well, thanks to you for filling in last couple of days.
I've enjoyed it.
Certainly to Michelle over the last few weeks. And Rebecca Smith will be returning with us tomorrow morning. So we look forward to that. Nobody's more up to date than you. Thanks for being with us.